pages, but certainly plug into the Elite Circle page. David Moses, myself, we do announcements live. Some of you do the same inside of that page. And then from a training standpoint of people getting started, we want people to get started fast. We want people to start fast in the business. And so go to www.gettingstartedfast.com and give you steps of what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And that will create leverage. What's the word we're all looking for? We're looking for leverage. What's J. Paul Getty, one of the wealthiest men of his time? He said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of my own. That's what David teaches. That's what I teach. And that's what the goal should be for all of us as we build and grow our business. And so I don't see him on. And what I'm going to do a couple of testimonials. Of course, David and I just last week on our team-wide Zoom, what did we throw out? Put in the chat, $100K. We threw out $100,000 for the entire team to earn your share. Of course, there's a cap each business to $2,500, but you can capture it. And we 2x'd it. We did a 2x for a week. Multiples of you earned that 2x, double bennies, some 500s. And so congratulations to all of you who took advantage of that. And so what I want to do real quick, I'm going to bring on last week's Opportunity Zoom presenter. And of course, she has a lot of great things going on in her business right now because she's taken, you know what she's taken, David? She's taking massive action. And when you take massive action and you learn the skills, you get plugged into the right counsel and leadership, good things happen. And so Becky, see if you can unmute. You should be able to. I made you co-host. And just share with everyone, how did you earn the double biddy? You immediately enrolled someone. You created a consultant. They became a consultant. And so I'd love for you to share, number one, just quickly for anybody that doesn't know you, just share your background and where you're from. And I'm talking like 10 seconds. I'm from where, and I did this. But here's my tip on how I created a consultant.
Yeah. Hi, guys. If you don't recognize me, because I did have my hair all done last week, but just got home from my studio, hopping on. And yeah, so I'm from Connecticut. Been with Chris for a lot of years, and I'm just so excited, you guys, to be where we're at right now. And I've been posting it on my social media, and man, I feel like such a different vibe. And I just did a post this morning, and I said I've had so many ups and downs and great memories in the 13 years we've been in this. But there's only been a handful of times that I felt like in my gut, like the nervous, excited butterflies. And that's what I feel right now. And I've just been like spilling that out everywhere. And I guess the tip for me would be whether you feel it yourself, that's why you got to be on here, right? You've got to like catch it from all of us. And then you've just got to be so super excited and bring everybody into that. And that's what's happening. I did get a new consultant, Dorothy. I think she's on now, but she's somebody that I met 12 years ago. And because of my excitement for winning the trip to Mexico, which I'll be going on in a couple weeks, that I won from Isogenics for top recruiters, she saw that post and she got excited. And then I got excited. And then we did a Zoom, and her people, because she doesn't even live near me, her people got excited. And so I think my biggest tip is like, get excited, guys, because you gotta be so pumped up. Nobody wants to join anybody who's like boring and not excited. So, right?
Yeah.
Excited. You got to learn how to talk fast, like me and Chris too. Just kidding. You don't have to learn. Don't learn that. That's it.
I love it, Becky. Short, sweet, and a multi-million-dollar nugget, which is, would someone be attracted not to your looks, but to who you are, and do you have the energy? Do you? We're talking authentic energy. Do you have the enthusiasm? And that does attract people. They want to be around energy. They want to be around people that talk about, winning, not losing. And so be a winner and be excited. That's great stuff, Becky. Congrats on the double Benny, by the way. I feel like she's going to earn lots of bennies in this 100K promo. So congratulations. And let's move over. I don't see the new leader from Tommy Choppa's team. So I'm going to just bring on Tommy. Tommy, you are constantly creating. It's a consultant executive factory for you. So just talk to everyone about Aaron Gonzalez. So last week, He created a consultant. He earned the double Benny, but he has 3 on deck. He has 3 other consultants he's creating this week. So not only is he escaping to Disney, earning the points to qualify for Disney, he's also earning Bennies in our $100,000 promotion. At the same time, growing his business, learning the power of you share, they share, and a repeat process. And that all comes from what, team? Leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And guess who his sponsor is? It's Tommy Chapa. And Tommy, you're a great fisherman, and you're constantly fishing some consultants and executives, man. So talk to us a little bit about Aaron. I know he's lost a bunch of weight. He couldn't be on tonight, but we love hearing from you, brother.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, Chris. I appreciate you and Dave. I really appreciate the entire organization for what we're doing, man. I'm excited about what we're going. But yeah, Aaron's a good old friend of mine. Got on the products here a while back. Super skeptical, as most people are. And I always say, man, it works best on skeptical people because he lost 80 pounds. And after doing that, didn't really want to do anything with the business. I'm like, Aaron, man, people are asking you, right? And he's like, I'm not into selling and all that, and which he is. The dude's like, you're going to meet him someday, Chris. The guy's, he's going to hit executive. He's going to go do some big things with his company. But Aaron's like, I told Aaron, man, peak, pass, plug, brother. That's it. Just peak some people's interest, pass them on some information, plug them into me, and we'll start doing the deal. And he started doing that. And I'm going to tell you, really, before all this, what changed the game is he showed up to an event. And since that first event he showed up to, he's at every event. He travels, man. He'll go everywhere. And he's there, you know, and that's the biggest thing is he's going to event, inviting people to events. And he's got 4, maybe 5 people now on the cusp of just really hitting consultant. But he popped one here, in which is Darlene. Darlene started November 20th. With us. Well, she went, saw Dr. Paul about the weight loss and all that. She got on the products, lost 30 pounds. And now, of course, everybody's asking her, and she popped consultant this weekend. So congratulations to you, Darlene. That was awesome. And, of course, congratulations to you, Aaron. I know there's Crystal Mendez on the phone right now. She's on here right now. She's lost out best 15-plus pounds, and she's about to hit consultant right now. That's Aaron's girl also. So, man, we're excited, man, and that's the name of the thing. As Becky said, be excited, guys. This trip to Disney, escape to Disney, man, that's a big thing that I just love what our company does, throws out these incentives. And I just highly recommend, guys, you really take advantage of these incentives, these trips, man. We've won every trip since we've been in this thing. And, you know, as my sponsor, Bob DeCant, said, when they put something on the table, man, the company puts something on the table, promotion, money, whatever. We do not leave anything on the table, you know. So let's win the trips, guys. Let's win this money. And don't leave this 100K on the table, man. You got Cris Estes and David Moses throwing 100K. Guys, that's a big deal right there, man. No one's doing that in this company. Nobody. So just be happy where you are. Count it, man. Just be excited about what we're doing and excited about this organization. But I appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you, Dave.
Hey, thank you, Tommy. Love hearing from you, your excitement and energy. So a few things that you heard through these testimonials of, man, how was their team creating consultants this last week? How did Becky do it? How did all the others do it? Well, number one, there's a level of excitement, this authentic energy. Then you got to be a product of the product. You know, you can't sell a dream, look like a nightmare. When I say look like a nightmare, we're talking about progression over perfection. So it's about you progressing and being better, being a better you in your mind, being a better you with your body. And then there's events. What do you do at events? You catch excitement, you catch vision, and maybe you're the story that people need to hear at the event, or maybe you need to hear a story. But either way, you must be at events, whether it be a Zoom event, live event. Events are so important. And as we move into tonight's focus, where I will basically ask David a couple of questions because he is in it. Team, he's down in Florida, but he's out bringing on new people. And it's not just bringing on a person, it's understanding what that really means. And so this is kind of a triple threat focus, David, on you share, they share, repeat. That should be constantly in our minds because it is the basics of our business on how you create multiplication. In fact, who wants multiplication in their business? If you do, put in the chat a big M for multiplication. I want to multiply, because addition also equals subtraction, and subtraction always wins. So we want to be in a multiplication mindset. So a you share, they share, repeat, escape to Disney, and 100K promo. All of those three things, you know what? They work in congruency together. They're all in alignment. So here's what I want you to understand as I frame up and bring David on. You share equals addition. I need you to maybe put that in your notes. So you share is a start. It starts with you. The next step is two. And so that's you sharing with two or three or four. You go wide so you can go what? Put in the chat deep so you can go deep. So you share equals addition. And that's very similar to, a hotel maybe you've been at where there's a revolving door. You walk in, there's a revolving door. People, busy at a hotel. You walk in and there's people coming out. And what tends to happen with just you share going wide is more people are going out than going in. Nobody wants that. So what you want to do is the other part, which is share. You share, they share. You want to teach them to share the products, the business, isogenics, the community, and repeat that process. That's multiplication. Let me give you an example. You all help me out here. 2 + 2 equals, put in the chat. We know it is 4. It's 4, but 2 times 2 is, you're right, it's 4 again. Same number, 2 totally different outcomes. One is linear, the other is what? Geometric. You see, if you take 30 linear steps, you're going to travel about 90 feet. If you take 30 geometric steps, you're going to travel the globe 26 times. That's the difference of what David and I are talking about when we focus on sponsor, teach, duplicate, and training. We're focusing on the duplication of 2, teaching 2, and so forth and so on. So David, I know you're down in Florida catching a nice tan. You got a nice tan, it looks like to me. And you have been having conversations, meeting with people, and you have someone new that you've just brought in personally, which is a clue. Success Leads Clue team. David doesn't have to enroll anyone. And the reason is because he has so many leaders who have so many leaders in which he can support and provide resources, which he is, both with wisdom and with money and with knowledge and training and all the things. But David, you're out there doing the do. You're out there meeting people, talking to people, more people, many more people. And it's not just getting that person in, it's qualifying that person. Remember, team, we don't get people into this business. We let people in through the qualification of questions, gaining the intel to determine their point of entry, to offer a solution to a pain point. And David, through those conversations, of course, you have a lot to share. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Appreciate you joining us tonight. And I'll probably extract some stuff and ask some more questions as we go on.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris. And again, congrats to all of you, especially those of you who have sponsored a couple of people, broken a few consultants, maybe a manager. I think we have a new executive also somewhere on the team. I saw something on social. But in the end, this entire business gets down to talking to people, right? Yeah, I mean, whether we're doing it on social media or in person, everything happens when we talk to people. I mean, as we all know, I think based on some of the things that we're doing, the current trajectory, the things that the company is doing, what's happening across the board, I estimate that over the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to put in between 150 to 250,000 new people worldwide. I'd like to have 2/3 of that on this team, maybe even 3/4. So, how do you do it, right? As Chris said, we've got to create the multiplication, the duplication. So let me give you a couple things. If you look on the chat there or on the participants, you'll see a guy named LT Money. That's a new candidate that I've got. We found each other on social media. We don't know each other, but we know of each other through other people. Right? So it's not necessarily who you know, but it's who you find and who you meet through other people. And so we got talking, and we've had a couple of conversations. I like to call that LT's had several exposures. He hasn't sponsored yet, but I'm working on him. See, he can come to a training like this as an additional exposure. He hasn't even tried the product yet, right? But I'm pretty sure he's going to be in and going to be one of the leaders. I have no doubts. I'm getting you committed, LT. So then there was another one for some of you who are on social media. There he is. There, he just wrote something in the chat. You might have saw that video that I did. I have a friend that I've known for over 30 years. He knows what I do. I've tried to sponsor him a couple times. Gave him some product. He's not here right now. He went out for dinner, so I'm gonna tell all because he's not here, so I won't embarrass. He didn't even pay for the product. I had to give him some product, right? And I mean, in the end, my good friend, one of my best friends, I'm on vacation with him. He's a dud. I mean, just a dud, right? He is not going to do this business, right? He cost me a canister of shake. He cost me some other product. But you know what? He opened the door to that gentleman, Tony Greco, that you saw on the broadcast. Well, it turns out Tony's a black belt, a gold. He won the gold for kickboxing. He's written a book called, I think it was Lean Body or something like that. I can't remember. It's on Amazon. He had 14 gyms. He's got a huge following. Actually, you can Google him. You Google Tony Greco and you'll see. And so this was a referral from a guy that I've known for 30 years who simply just couldn't get his head around enrolling. Sounds familiar, Chris. I mean, I think you had a similar situation like that. And so I believe he's coming on board. We've had a lot of conversations here on the beach. We've gone out to dinner once. We've broken bread. And he is very interested. And so, there's a lot of power in referrals, in who you meet through other people. So this whole concept of you share, they share, right? And I'll bring it down to the basic activity. Me personally, I don't get too heavily into the product. I don't get too heavily into the comp plan. I don't get into all the nitty gritty in the back office. I keep it absolutely dead simple. Dead simple. And what is dead simple? Teach to reach to. You share, they share. Master that one activity, that one behavior, that one structure. Just master that. And you'll go to the top of this plan. Why? Because when we master it, we are then able to teach it. And when we teach it, and we teach others how to teach it, then we duplicate. Everything else falls into place after that. Right? People become acclimated to the products that they like. Whatever those are, different products for different people. They become lifetime customers. Some of them will just be customers and others will be builders. But if they're taught the basic structure of teach to reach to, I don't even talk about executive or director or any of that. But people master that one structure and duplicate it, everything else will fall into place and we will explode. Because with even 10% of our entire team doing that on a weekly basis, we will hit those numbers of 100,000 or 200,000 people over time and very quickly.
100%, David. I love the fact that LT is on here tonight, and people are acknowledging him in the chat.
LT money. I mean, it's not just LT
money. There you
it's
go.
LT money.
I think a few people had some video issues as well, but they should be fixed now. And so as we kind of finish tonight, I met with a prospect earlier today with D Hutchins. We did a little 2v1, a little 2-on-1 with the prospect who was recently at an event, and the conversation was essentially about longevity with some nutrition. And I say all that just to say the focus was on adding value to this person. Because if you add value, essentially what you're doing is you're making a deposit into that person. And so what is the need of your network? How are you meeting the need that they are required from a value standpoint? Because here's what I know. This person who has a monstrous network here in the city of Lexington, which we know we start local, which grows global, David, is I know that if I'll continue to add value to him, and I will make those deposits, I will gain influence with him because he knows I'm here to help him. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. You had some questions. I answered the questions. I gave you the value that you asked for, which allows me to do what, team, and allows you to do what? This is a multi-million-dollar tip. Part of how my business was built 16 years ago, 12 years ago, is I'm now able to make a withdrawal. I'm now able to be an ask hole. I'm able to ask a favor. I'm able to ask him to try a product. I'm able to ask him to be on a call. I'm able to ask him to share his network, which is, David, the whole goal. Because I know for you in this process with your story, it's not who he knows, it's who they know. It's not how many you enroll, team, it's how many you grow. And so we have to qualify the person to invest some time. We have to do it right now with what? With something that we don't always jump at because it's uncomfortable. This word that you can put in the chat, speed. We should be focused with a level of speed that makes us uncomfortable. Right now is a time, if you really want to grow your business in 25, this is a wind sprint that David has used. He's coined that word years ago, a little wind sprint, a 90-day wind sprint where we do things faster than we typically would do. We talk to more people than we typically would talk to. We add more value than we typically would do. We get uncomfortable in situations. We make more ask. And 4 words that I've been using in different ways, David, over the last several weeks as we've started 25, because I know the start really sets you up for the finish. So if you want to finish strong in 25, you better be in the start mindset. You got to get started. You don't win through the start, but you can lose. I'm an Ironman triathlete. I'm a triathlete that does better in the sprint triathlons. You'll never win with the start, but you can lose in the start. So all of us have to right now, David, make a decision and kill all doubt that everything is in place for us. The leadership, the systems, the training, the promotions, the money, the opportunity, the community. And I hope that all of you can say, oh my gosh, we have an abundance. We have an abundance of talent and leaders and training and wisdom and knowledge that's ready and willing to give us what we need to go to the next level. And what I would encourage you to do is start asking people for help. Help me.
Speaking of leaders, Chris, I wanted to add something about, when I think back 13 years when you created momentum in your business, you went after some of the best, the best of the best that you knew in your circle, right? I mean, once you had the belief you were right, and you were beyond the customer, you were going after teachers and coaches who were in your circle. I think they shut down a number of schools in Kentucky, if I recall. But so one of the things that I would recommend, especially at this moment in time with what we're doing, is make a short list of your top 10, your top 25 people. The ones that if you could touch with a magic wand, those are the ones you would want in your business because they have a wide and deep center of influence. They can lead you to a whole new artery of people. Those are the people that you bring to your sponsor, to your upline, or to a leadership call, or to a training like this, or, you know, to Chris, myself, or any other leader, and we will help you sponsor them. We will help you cast a vision for people that, you know, need to see the bigger picture.
100%. Fantastic, David. Appreciate you sharing. And as we finish here tonight, I like to move everyone into a form of action, because sometimes we get caught up in the knowledge, and knowledge is important so long that action follows it. And so we learned a little bit. There's a few things you learned, few things you should have picked up on this Zoom tonight. But action is what should happen next. And so I love including my brother, Ben. He never joined the business. And so I love throwing a Benny challenge out. And so for a week from now until next week, all I'm looking for you to do is to get your ask in gear. And so we're going to speed up the process. Typically, of course, you got to start with some working list, a list of people that maybe are low-hanging fruit, meaning you've already done the example that I shared. You've already been adding value to XYZ ABC person. You know you have some capital that you've made the deposits, you've got the capital, you haven't made the withdrawal, and maybe this is the time for you to go wide so you can now go deep to create consultants for the Escape to Disney, create consultants for the 100K promo, create consultants that lead the manager to grow your business and move into depth. And so what I'm challenging all of us to do, and this is just going to be a drawing, you get into the drawing for a Benny if you make 10 asks. And that's asking people to do this with you. Maybe you say, Jason, can you help me? That's 4 words. Can you help me? I know he's going to say yes. Then I have to have my commercial. What is my commercial? I'm trying to reach a sales goal for my company. I really need a sale, Jason. Would you buy some product for me? And so that's one little line. I'm making stuff up as I go, because all you have to do is be you, your version of you, be authentic, have some energy and excitement, not mine or Becky, but your level of excitement, and ask for a favor. I need your help. Michelle, I need a favor. 4 words again. And so go ahead and speed up the process and ask people to do this with you. Ask them to do the 30-day reset, and then use power words. I'd love for us to do it together. Love is a power word. I need the support, encouragement, accountability. Those are 3 more power words: support, encouragement, accountability. So I can throw all this stuff out there, and you have to use your own level of language. It's your flavor that creates your favor. And so the Benny challenge is to get how many asks this week? 10. You're asking 10 people to do this with you. So that means you're vulnerable that they may say what? Not yet. Maybe they'll say no, but it's really a not yet. Either way, you know where you stand, and you're calling in a favor. You're calling in a favor for them to be a part of the community, calling in a favor for them to try some product, 30-day reset, collagen, whatever your products are, or maybe that connects best with them based on what you know. So I'm encouraging all of you to take this knowledge and, David, move it into action. So that's my battle cry for you tonight. Let's move into action. A big congratulations to all of you who qualified for the 2X last week on the consultant manager. Know that we're still 5+ months in this promotion. There's almost 3 months left on Escape to Disney. Lots of opportunity for you to bring in new people. David, any final words as we close tonight?
Action supersedes everything. That's it. That's my final thought. Nothing is in front of action. You take the action, the rest will fall into place.
Thank you all for being on tonight. Get your hopes up.
Thank you.
I believe your best days are just ahead. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you all.
Everybody.
David.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you. Best stuff.
Thank you, David.
Bye.